yeah, just getting ourselves ready for the trip to Wales. Making sure we got a paper map, not relying completely on the sat-nav, and that's there. Holiday bag of stuff, probably put that in here. And also Bentley managed to get into the house, but no probs, somehow to sort him out. He's around somewhere, but yeah, Jonathan will be doing work in the garden. All this stuff, pond's done, and all the ivy to clear, loads of stuff, loads of work. Right. Do make sure she's got all the stuff, phones and stuff. Oh, I've got to remember to shut down the PC. About to do that now. Yes, here's Bentley, making himself at home as usual. It's absolutely normal, a stupid cat. Only thing is, hello, what are you up to then? Eh? You're very frightened of people, aren't you? Yes. Oh, he's having a sort of law around. The only thing, we've got to switch the computers off because knowing Bentley, he'll be into them in no time. Right, okay, that's it. Have a prowl around, do what you like. Yeah, one-shot drain clean is probably the right thing for Bentley as well. Ah, guard cat. Oh, I just knew he'd do that. Oh, okay, so I wonder if he's going to help us. No, you're not capable of driving, I know. No, you're not capable of driving, cat. I thought he might navigate. We've got a map. You can't rely on sat-nav. Yeah, I think he's detected somebody about to arrive. He's got very good hearing and eyesight. He may recognise that Jonathan is expected soon on his push bike. Yeah, some people think we worry about security here, but we don't, because we've got people guarding the place. Yeah, we're ready. We might as well hang on a few minutes. Oh, hello. Who's this? Hello, Bentley. Oh, I think we'll take a walk up the road. Jim's ready. Normally takes women hours to get ready. I'm going to hear a chainsaw in the background. Yes, best not said about the sort of people that live on our estate. I try to remember the film. What's the guy's name? Freddie, who liked a chainsaw? Can't remember. I was thinking of loaning Jonathan my bicycle, push bike, but it might be a bit small for him. Yeah, do remember the old Ordnance Survey maps that are always useful. So goes in with all the other stuff. Now that the pond is full, got my life jacket and waders in case he needs them. Of course, ammo boxes are easily recognised, and they're used for geocaching, as my mate Tony Whale will remember. Should be coming soon. Ah, here we, yeah. Yeah, it's Jonathan.
Hiya.
Oh. Yeah, party bike anywhere, like at the front here, whatever. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So, you look a bit shagged out. Oh, so, you look a bit worn out. How far was? How long did it take you then?
I left at about 20 to 11.
Oh, blimey. That's an hour. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Not to worry, mate. Let's get in, get a bit of rest.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's his bike. Look, bit of a racing bike. Not as good as my little one, but never mind. Right. June's making a cup of tea so that Jonathan can have a bit of a relax, and I'm just showing him the page of the, what was it? The Chobham page. Yeah, Dave. There's mate Dave at Chobham, and with Jonathan. And what was it he said? Something like looking grumpy or something?
Yeah, it looks like I'm a grumpy old man.
Yeah, as we are, but he's not, unfortunately.
well,
don't qualify.
I can be.
Yeah. That's on the Chobham page. Of course, what we're mucking about with in the garden is in the garden page.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the garden page, and we just go outside to start work after a cup of tea. Right, June and I are off, and here's Nibs is left here having his cup of tea before he gets on with the work. So we're at the road for Wales. Okay, June now off to deepest Wales. Yeah, got a bit lost. We're going to swap over drivers. I'll make a phone call. June's having a bit of liquid refreshment. Yeah, we got a bit lost coming in here, but it'll do the job. Okay, dear? Right, just had a lovely long chat with Pam Coughlin, including being able to be quite explicit on my condition, as it was last Saturday in the hospital A&E, which I recovered from quickly, and so June was able to have a chat as well, and now she's taken over driving, and we're off when we can to...
Looks like it's still set up.
Yeah, it's still set up to go where we've got to go. So we're off to wherever this place is in deepish Wales. Deepish Wales? Deepest Wales. Sounds as though it's called Alan Farr or something. So onto the M4 again. Right, so June's driving now, and I decided to use some proper mapping. So here we go, our old map from holidays of donkeys years ago for Swansea and the Gower Peninsula, and we are now round about here, Langley Flick area. And of course you can tell by things like just gone past some power cables which go over the road, all shown here. So it sometimes helps to be able to read a paper map. What's that? Because one of the good things is that although you could use sat-nav, also you could use a paper map. Now these old-fashioned, and call me old-fashioned, Ordnance Survey maps have actually got instructions how to give a grid reference on the map. Just here. So the grid reference are the zone letter, which is SS for this area, and the east-ins and north-ins as numbers. And that could be a position easily within 100 metres, 100 yards. Port Talbot. So So there's Port Talbot. Great to see work going on still.
After 2 miles, keep right, M4 towards Swansea.
Welcome to Swansea. Chinook up in the mist, but don't let us get distracted. We're about to come onto the map here and go over the River Tor. There's a sign to the A4067. That's the 4067, I think, coming down there somewhere. Off to Swansea Enterprise Park. Sorry, I'm not speaking Welsh. Afraid I'm not up to it. And there we go. Got a place coming up. Just gone over a little bit of river. Don't think that was the main river, which is the River Tor. That could have been it actually. Woo, queues. Yeah, more and more like Sicily. Little river, but of course it's a little river now, but not after the snows melt, I wouldn't expect. So we're on the map, just coming along down there. Yeah, OpenReach, super fast fibre. Apparently, according to June, they won't install it in business premises. They're normally contracted by BT. Apparently, there's another outfit that does anything to do with installing superfast fibre in business premises, and that outfit hails from Coventry. Yeah, so that's the junction off to Orsinon. Right, I've just seen that we've come into the next grid square. We were in SS, south of a line along there, and we've now moved into SN. Those are the first 2 letters that have given a position. So we'll soon be coming over a river, which is this one. It says mud and sand, and the grid reference for that will be SN and then 583 and 028. Near enough. There we go, just coming into the place. And this is probably the river. Yep, there it is. And an old bridge. Of course, if you're talking over a radio, crackly radio, then that grid reference might have been more like Sierra November as opposed to SN, and then I suppose emphasise the digits more. So whatever it was back here somewhere. So you pronounce the digits clearly. But if you're typing it into a keyboard on a smartphone, fine. Right, we're getting to the end of the motorway here.
Cross the roundabout, second exit.
Let's go to the correct bit of map. It's here somewhere. This is for convenience. We're using the sat nav. Otherwise, the navigator like me would have a full-time job, map reading or working from other clever clues, whatever they call them, tulip diagrams or something, saying, oh, I've got to turn left here or whatever.
Exit A48.
Right, so we're on the A48 now, which will be a red road on our map. Those are evidence and stuff. Looks like where we came off, just here, and we're going up this road. I think it's up there. No, TomTom mapping is not that detailed, but it does a good job. Whereas some systems that I know well are able to show Ordnance Survey mapping, and so given that we're coming up, it looks as though we're going to be turning off to the right in the middle of a little place called Crosshands, if I've got it on the map correctly, just there. So we turn right there, and the place we're staying is just up the road. We're coming into the area of Carmel, and it looks as though, yes, I cheated by looking at there. We're actually approaching where we're going to be staying. So just up here, and
After 400 yards, turn right.
And at the time we moved through that little village on the way, I'd received what I would class as an emergency call from close friends. I'd easily put it back in Sunning Hill, and so I promised they'd give them a phone call as soon as they know where we are now. I told them we were in the middle of deepest Wales, and
Turn right, then you have reached your destination.
right, so I'll be ringing them back from the car park. So let's just see, we've got to find the place now.
Perhaps it's that.
Yeah, it could be. It could be that place.
Yeah.
Although it had a big building when we looked at it on Google Mapping, so it's probably here. It said turn right, so it's probably this is the car park, and that's probably accommodation they got over there. Right. So that's the old pub, I would
This
imagine.
is just these houses.
Is it? Ah, okay, fair enough. Don't matter. We'll soon find out. Yeah, it might be. No, probably no. Just carry on round. No, that's what it looks like. No, it's probably an old. Whoops, bonk. Well,
No, it's just parking for these houses.
yeah, okay, let's find that too. Yeah, we'll use that. Yeah, I'll make a phone call from here, and then we'll sort out the pub in a moment. Okay, well done, June. We're there by the look of it. So we are. Let's just have a look. We are just about here. Okay, had the phone call on my clever smartphone. Phone calls to friends in Sunninghill, and now we're about to check in. So June's going to drive around. I better put my seatbelt on then. I've got into trouble. Yeah, I'll put my map away now, I think. Shouldn't need it. So that was quite a useful bit of car park for the housing nearby, and we're about to go into the, what was it called? It was something or other. Pheasant. Yeah. Yes. Post-it stickers are very useful as well. Hang on, let's just have a look. Safe this way. It's okay this way. Oh, something coming blue. Looks okay this way. Right, so perhaps they've got a car park somewhere. That would be there. That gate, I would have thought.
Right.
No, that's a house.
Car park there.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
probably that's
perhaps
probably
it's
it.
just
Yeah,
this one.
yeah, that one just there. Oh, it's another one.
Right. Whether
Yeah.
they've got, they might have some more round.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but,
Yeah, that's fine. Well, it's a nice bit of countryside. Yeah, that'll do for parking for the moment, won't it? We can always go and get a kit when we know.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm quite keen on yellow post-it stickers. But it's a lovely little spot. And this is where we've booked in. Right. Alright, we're now going to park in their proper car park, if I can do that safely and get across the road. The landlady Jo has shown us around. Right. Yeah, that looks safe. In here. Lovely room. And yeah, just about. There we go. So now we're get all their luggage and check in their room. Brilliant. We've checked in, just got to move our luggage. June could do all that. We're now in the car park round the back. Room's nice, just like in Sicily. And the Wi-Fi even works. If there's any problems, it's this blooming Windows 10 laptop. So let's see what happens if I go to my Frimley Park Hospital page, which basically describes what this visit is all about. And let's have a look down the bottom and see if we show up as a visitor. Right, here we go. Oh, there we go. That could be us. Clandello or something. That must be us. Yeah. Right, so it's working. Right, so we're on the net, so hopefully I can send 1 or 2 emails to important people, like Pam Cochran, Bledwin, all on the NHS care page. And of course, Ian Perkin. Right, so do that next. Yeah, we're in the inn, and June is just sorting out things like how long it takes to get to the creme tomorrow. And I think this one's Monty. Hello, Monty. Monty, come on in, Monty. Who's that over there? Who's that?
Monty,
Who's that?
be a star.
Hey, who's that? Hey, yeah, come on, come on in. Hello then. No, I know she doesn't treat you right, does she? Hey, is that what it is? Sis, Monty. Hang on, have I left it rolling? Yeah, so June just noticed, she said, what do those flags mean up there, she says, right? And then, of course, we looked on the board. And I tracked down those were the times that Wales had won the Six Nations, that's right?
Well, that's 1 year that Wales has
Only 1 year?
Yeah.
They've only won 1 year
Well, I
altogether?
don't know.
No?
I'm not sure, but there's that mirror commemorates the
Okay,
one.
pretty good in here. Very nice.
She's the victims of a serial killer who's got away with their murder.
Yeah, June and I are off to the funeral. Friday the 13th. News headlines included obviously Syria and what else was it? Oh yeah, statistics on the effect of drinking alcohol on the life expectancy. A few other things including, what was it? Oh yeah, Goonhilly came up. Echoes of the first police tracking contract back in, whenever that, 1995. Anyhow, June's just putting on her makeup, so we'll see if the car will start. Yeah, we're back at the Stag and Pheasant, and we're just seeing that hill that there looks as though it's an interesting feature to get a view from, if and when it's clear. And doing a bit of map reading, that's where we are. And that orientation says our window is looking out west-northwest, and we can see that if we go to the top of that hill, then we'll be able to get a view out over that lake and other things. So, we might be going out exploring soon. Well, it could be that we're going to try and take a trip of about an hour to the Glenask estate, which is the estate of an old workmaker of Ferrantes, who happens to live in Chobham, which is an incredible coincidence. So we'll give it a try, shall we? Yeah? And so if we're back in time, we'll see the sunset from there, but we've got other things to do now. Right, we're going to start making the trip. Tom says go that way, along the motorway, but June, using her smartphone, said no, a better way is around the north of the Brecon Beacons and round there. And what should we have found? That this lovely old navigator map in the car, which well, we can use it if we need to. So we're about to set off from the Stag and Pheasant and see if we can get to the Glenask estate. So it's already decided that yes, we'll go that way down here, and that's the route we're going to take. Yeah, we just bought some petrol, and also got some Ordnance Survey maps. I also learnt the word Hoival, which I already knew, of course, which means bye-bye. And I complained that their prices have gone up since I last bought any. Anyhow, off a bit further now.
Cross the roundabout. Second exit. A40. Brecon bypass.
Oh, there's a home base over there.
Yes.
Major road. Yeah, 20 minutes away from where we're going.
Brecon bypass for 2.4
Glasgow's
miles.
estate. It's not for another half a mile. There's a river.
Go right on the roundabout. Third exit. A40.
This is where we actually go into the Brecon Beacons Park.
Take the exit.
Probably a sign soon to say we're there. Yeah,
Follow
we'll be soon.
A40 for 10 miles.
Okay. When the red light shows, wait here. Just shows they do have roadworks and traffic lights in Wales. We've got plenty.
Right.
Right, we've got the Glenesk estate on our right. Lovely old wall. There's a sign there.
There right.
That was it.
That was it.
Yep.
Ah, I missed the entrance, so we've got to turn round, I guess. Yeah, no problem.
Turn around when possible. Then sharp left.
Okay, I'll turn around when possible. It's still nice looking at the estate there.
Yeah.
Right, find somewhere safe to turn around. Okay, found somewhere to turn around. So it's just up here on the left, where the chimney is smoking. Is it here or a bit
No, a bit further where that blue sign is.
Ah, yeah.
After 400 yards.
Oh, it's a lovely river
sharp
there.
Yes.
left.
Where that sign is.
Yes.
Yeah. Ah, doggy!
That's nice.
Dogs on these. It's a lovely bit of river here.
After 200
Wedding. Yeah.
They may have
Have reached your destination.
a wedding on at the moment. Oh look, those are sheep.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's...
Yeah, he's
Oh,
waiting for it.
Yeah. Yeah, swing over to me. Yeah, so I took the wrong turning. I should have done what June said, but I managed to speak on the guy on that little, whatever it's called, and yeah, we'll go round to the estate office and see what's going on. Never been here before. So this must be the reception up here, I suppose.
Yes.
We've got little lights. Now, what do we see here? Wedding, no. Car park. Ceremony. So they probably got something going on there.
Yeah. Yeah. So probably the car
So-
park down here. Oh, it's split.
Yeah, park down here, you think?
Yeah.
Car park.
In fact, they say that side, but
What do you reckon? Just in front of those, probably. It's not going to be blocking anybody.
no.
Yeah, I'm just going to have a quick check out. It looked as though it might have been reception this way, even though they've obviously got a wedding event on. Yeah, spoke to the guy setting up the wedding, and they didn't know, but we're probably... Oh, he is there. I'll ask him again. Right, we're going to check out through there, check out the estate, but a workman we just spoke to said, oh, it's back there where we were the first time. So we're going to check out that. There, June, it's rolling. Okay. So let's go through, go forward is best. So go through here and see what we can see of the estate. Now what we expect, there isn't much. Glenesk Lodge, Glenest Estate, that says left. Sounds as though we ought to check that out. That's the obvious place where you'd actually make the office,
Yeah.
isn't it?
I don't know. Oh, this doesn't go anywhere.
Oh, hang on, there's somebody living there.
Yeah.
That's the place to ask. That's probably the estate manager. Probably.
Yeah.
Right, so I dropped a visiting card in at Glenusk Lodge, I think it is, grand house, which looks the sort of place that the estate manager would probably live, who's running the business to keep the place in a good state. And so we're going up this end. It might be here. It's a lovely great estate. Lots of sheep and lambs. Look at them. And pheasants. This is perhaps a gatehouse up here, I don't know. Oh, it's a nice big river here, look at that. Oh, that's the main
See.
road.
Oh, right.
Now this could be where... Yeah, that's a gate.
Yeah, so that's one's
What does it
locked
say?
anyway.
Welcome from all of the Glenest team to Greenman Festival goers. Encouragement that the whole park and festival are in a working farm, and also return when you go. Right. So I could try that gatehouse there. Right, about to try the gatehouse there. Right, we got it. So from the guy there, the estate office is there.
Yeah, you can't actually see anything.
No, I don't see it.
Right.
Hello. Somebody has taken the pee. Oh, it's now recording. And we've got, in one picture, we've got daffodils, we've got a castle, and we've got sheepies.
After 200 yards, keep left, then turn around when possible. Keep left, then turn around when possible.
I think we'll switch off the sat nav.
Turn around when possible.
Oh, there's a sign off there. As if you go turn right,
Right.
here.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Castle, Carrick Castle.
yeah.
Right. It might even be open.
Oh, it's closed.
Closed.
Yeah.
Well, anyhow,
Yeah.
it was well worth visiting, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Actually,
Cars, yeah. The
car park gates
lot
daily at
at
6. So
yeah.
that's fine. Well, let me turn around here. That's the
Yeah.
answer, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. So there are tea rooms, but they're considerably closed now.
Ah, fine.
But,
Turn left.
No, of course you can walk up to it as well.
yes.
Yeah, that is tremendous.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit late, but can't complain at that. 6 o'clock. Lovely little place to stop. Just having our breakfast before we set off back from Wales back to England. That's right. Okay, give a wave. Right, bye bye. Bye bye. So, about to go, but we'll check out the hill opposite if we can. Right, Joe said out here, turn left, outside the Stag and Pheasant, up the road first right. And we might be able to get up the hill. Coming down into, what's the name of this village? I can't remember.
This one is different. This is
somewhere along here we take a right.
I think this is Handy
Oh, speed limits, yes.
Cross. Yes.
Ah, here, just
Yeah.
here. Right here. Oh, yes, it goes uphill. Lots of daffodils.
Yeah.
Yeah, she said near the top there was a lay-by.
Oh, right.
There's also a stone, I think.
Yeah. Getting closer to that tower, the comms
Oh, they've
tower.
got the tower there as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, radio tower.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, she says lay-by. That's not it, I don't think. No.
Still going up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking for doggies.
Oh, there's a lay-by over there.
Over.
That side. There's
Oh,
a lay-by.
that could be what.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you can look that way. Ah. Oh, probably. Oh, that's the hill there
Yes.
that she's on about.
Yes.
Which looks the other way. Okay. Oh, okay. We've got a telephone box. Incredible. But I'll turn around here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so try that. Lay by here. Yeah, so you can't see the lake from this
Ah, right.
that way.
No.
You never know, you might
Yeah.
see something. Try this lay by up here.
Yeah. Right on the bend here.
There might be a bus stop.
That's just
No,
here.
it's fine. That's
Yeah.
what it is. It's a little footpath.
Yeah.
Ah, okay, give it a try.
Right.
Yeah, so it looks as though we can walk either way, either that hill, probably to overlook the pub, etc., and also that way. Yes, well, June's a stickler, and so you're not allowed to go up there, I don't think. I wouldn't do that, of course. I wouldn't go over the gate. But what we will do is go and check out the footpath that way. So going to take a walk up to the top of the hill, up through the mud. Yeah, it's definitely granite. Sort of place to put a geocache. I wonder if there's one, we haven't checked. Jean's going to check her smartphone, see if there is one near here. Right, have a look on your smartphone. And
Yeah. The Owl's Rock is 10 feet away.
surprise, surprise. So we look around. Now, I've got to be careful we don't include a spoiler, but then nobody looks at these videos and we can always blank it out. But this is the high point, and basically I have a look at where would I put one, and I found it straight away before she goes any more, so I won't show you me actually picking it up. Well, that was easily found, so June's going to have a go at opening and see what it says. It's the sort of thing that Tony would plant, but I expect there's other geocaches in the area. Key things look in the logbook, yeah? Yeah, it's a proper one. Look at that, lovely. So let's have a look inside the logbook. Yeah, traditional cache. So we've got a right air log entry. Wow, what a view, superb spot, absolutely. Right, filled in their log entry, give it to June, who's going to pop it in its little plastic bag. Part of the process of keeping the logbook dry. How lovely to see a real geocache as opposed to some silly micro. And I'll see if I've got anything to put in as a swap. We won't take anything. Oh, I dropped it. Oh, there we go. Hope it's okay to put money in a cache. It's got the Queen's head on it. So now we put it back carefully without showing where. So now back down the hill. Little remote farm. Horses. to the car and perhaps June a drive. Right, we've got Tom's on sat nav on, but the important thing is we've also got an ordinary paper map. So June's driving. Okay, June, hang on. Yes, I had to remember to put my seatbelt on. We've got a paper map and we're on our way home. Quarter to that, we should be home. If we don't get stopped for something else, which could be before midday. Yeah, good old paper maps and Google Map printout. Returning from the Stag and Pheasant back home, and sat-nav does make it easy, but I don't rely on it. Bit missed. Just making some plans. If we get a phone call from Bledin, we might meet up at Junction 30 services, but probably won't. So just carry on. Cardiff. That's the services coming up, and Junction 30 services we roughly calculated would be about a quarter the distance by looking at the printout of the route. That is Junction 30. And we guesstimated we'd come past there at about 10 to whatever it was. It says the time is.
Now the time is 9:45.
9:45. Quarter to. A bit earlier, which is brilliant. Although, to be more precise, we're about to come past it at Junction 30. So my accurate calculation based on the map would have been a few minutes later. So there's the actual exit there to services. And now I press my pocket cam that all our friends can use to see where we are.
Now the time is 9:46.
9:46. Yeah, okay. 4 minutes out.
Keep right, M4 towards London.
Approaching the Severn Bridge. June says that she doesn't think there's a toll coming back. We're just about there because well, for some reason they don't charge you money coming out of Wales, but they do going in. I'm not sure why. Yeah, maybe some reason, but only as a wind up for the Welsh. Turn up the radio for the news.
It's a very unusual voice. It is, and as I say one thing, that's kind of like, you know, that's a bit of a cliche. It really
And,
does hurt, doesn't it, that song.
We'll see how
Laura,
good the timing is of this. It is GPS based.
Realising
Realising you can pick these up from China for £20 or £30.
Wonderful auntie
And,
had to sing it to me.
so they tend to be given away almost.
I quite often see her now. She
Now the time is 9:52.
It can only be described.
9:58. So we're 2 minutes to go.
Listen, thank you very much
Before the
for
pips
getting in touch about
and the
refusal,
Radio 4
to
news.
clubs. And I just want to run past one of them. Run one of them past Delia, our nightclub bouncer, former. This is from Richard in Northampton. A couple of friends and I tried to get to a nightclub in Banbury some 19 years ago after a good meal and even better drinks. We were refused entry because we were too old. Two of us were in our late 40s and one in her 30s. Did you ever do that? Yes.
Well, how can you be
Too old for a club, as long as you're over 18, surely.
Yeah, but it just depends on the music of what we was doing and if it was a student union night or, you know. But yeah, I have actually
Keep
encountered
right,
people that are too
then
old,
4
as well
towards
as
London.
students.
Then stay in the right lane.
That's probably a pretty, it's not a protected category, I think, is it?
Keep
Well, it
right,
could be, yeah. But
then
there's
stay in
also
the right
terms
lane.
of a female that's projecting as a male, you know.
Yeah, that's probably the toll coming the other way, do you think? On the side.
He says, I once got refused entry to a club because I was wearing my kilt. Because I was a bit drunk and taken
After
back to
1.4 miles, keep right.
I find that works.
Well, this is Saturday Live with us from here and Richard Castle, joined by Britain's first female bouncer, Delia El Husseini, comedian writing Andy Hamilton, by John Simmons, and Dr.
Alright, coming up to
Racing Remembrance in Leeds.
10 o'clock exactly when we go over the Severn
More from
Bridge.
them in a moment, plus inheritance tracks from Robert Preston. First, we're going to the news with Charles Carroll.
BBC News at 10 o'clock. Britain, France and the United States have carried out airstrikes against Syria. 4 RAF Tornado jets were involved in the joint bombing raids, which targeted a weapons storage facility, a research base and a military bunker. Theresa May ordered the assault in response to last week's suspected chemical weapons attack on the town of Douma. Speaking in the past hour, she said Britain had amassed strong evidence to suggest the Syrian government carried out that attack, including information that a Syrian army helicopter was seen in the area at the time. She said last night's raids also carried a wider message.
The use of a nerve agent on the streets of the UK in recent weeks is part of a pattern of disregard for these norms. So while this action is specifically about deterring the Syrian regime, it will also send a clear signal to anyone else who believes they can use chemical weapons with impunity.
The Russian Defense Ministry says Syrian air defense units downed 71 out of 103 cruise missiles that were fired. Vladimir Putin has condemned the attacks in a statement on television. Kevin Connolly reports from Moscow.
Vladimir Putin described the Western attacks on Syrian targets as an act of aggression, which he condemned in the strongest possible terms. He didn't appear in person on state television, and his words were read by an announcer. President Putin said Russia was convening an urgent meeting with the United Nations Security Council. The Russian military has already said none of its bases were threatened during the operations, and that its own air defense systems were not deployed. Although it did say that Syria had succeeded in shooting down all 12 cruise missiles fired at one airbase near Damascus.
Here, Theresa May has been criticised for not recalling Parliament to discuss the military action. Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn said the missile attacks were legally questionable. In other news, federal prosecutors in New York have revealed that President Trump's lawyer, Michael Cohen, has been under criminal investigation for months. Investigators have
like a bit of entertainment on news, is
tax
it?
fraud and other crimes as well.
Back to Radio 2. Yeah, June just said.
2 miles, keep right, M4 towards London.
Still can't see anything as we go over the bridge, June says. Yeah, so you won't see anything swinging the camera sideways, but that's the Severn Bridge. Sunny England. On the edge of Bristol, not far from historic Bath, Roman town. Going past the Wootton Bassett turnoff, and June noticed that the temperature was coming up to nicely towards, in old money, nearly 60 degrees. What was that in centigrade?
14.
14. Probably come up to 15 soon. because it's normally much hotter than this. In fact, I'm going to get out this. This was for Wales, I wore this. Yeah, so we're coming up to 22, and expected time of arrival is in exactly an hour's time, about 11:40. Right, approaching Membry services, and not far from the lovely town of Hungerford, sadly known for the Hungerford massacre, but it's a lovely town, and it's also known to me by being the location for a get-together of the Lovelock family a few years back, and you know, the extended Lovelock family, and that included my very famous relative James Lovelock, remarkable guy, and I've not long finished his book, A Rough Guide to the Future, which is basically an update of his Revenge of Gaia. Brilliant. As June pointed out, we're back in Berkshire, so you've got to speak just like people from Berkshire speak. I think that's correct. Certainly many of my relatives speak like that. So we're getting close to Newbury, so we're sort of round about here, the services, and really we're on the home run now. Coming up to the junction with the A34 north of Newbury, and a couple of minutes before 11, so let's switch on the radio. It's radio 2, let's put it on 4.
In a couple of minutes. BBC News at 11 o'clock. RAF Tornado jets have carried out airstrikes against targets in Syria. The action was part of a series of raids coordinated with France and the United States. In all, 3 sites suspected of developing and storing chemical weapons were targeted. Syria's ally Russia said air defense units downed 71 of around 100 cruise missiles. Their figures cannot be verified. At a news conference this morning, Theresa May said she ordered the bombing raids in response to what she described as the barbaric chemical attack in the town of Douma last week, which she blamed on the Syrian regime. Our political correspondent Matt Cole reports.
The Prime Minister said she was confident the airstrikes were successful, but claimed they'd only been sanctioned after all diplomatic efforts were thwarted. Promised to ensure Syria dismantled its chemical weapons program. She insisted the strikes sent a message that the normalisation of using such weaponry by anyone would not be tolerated. Mrs May even linked the assaults to the recent nerve agent poisoning in Salisbury, saying that had been part of a pattern of growing disregard for international rules. But Labour's leader Jeremy Corbyn has questioned the action's legality and condemned the Prime Minister for not seeking parliamentary approval.
The Liberal Democrat leader, Sir Vince Cable, said Mrs May's decision not to consult MPs had fatally undermined the integrity of the mission.
I'm disappointed and worried that the Prime Minister hasn't sought political approval in Parliament. I think actually it stems from weakness rather than strength, a fear that they might lose the vote. I think there does have to be a proper debate and vote when we reconvene.
Syria's Bashar al-Assad said the attacks had increased his resolve to continue fighting against what he called terrorists. Vladimir Putin has described the bombings as an act of aggression against a sovereign state. In other news, the Oscar-winning film director Milos Forman has died at the age of 86. His film credits include One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest and The People vs. Larry Flint.
Yeah, Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. One of my favourites.
For the funeral of Winnie Mandela.
Absolutely
the
lovely.
anti-apartheid campaigner and former wife of Nelson Mandela died earlier this month. BBC News.
Yeah, it's pretty hot, so we're going to take this off, pick up my glasses that fell down the side, and we'll stop in a few minutes at the services just outside Reading. Yeah, so we're just coming past there, past the junction, over the Kennet and Avon Canal, and then to the services. That's the railway, and soon after, I guess it's the canal. Glimpse of that, yeah. I just turned the music down because I'm fed up with Google blocking stuff because it picks up a bit of copyright music. Right, here we go, gonna find somewhere nice. Oh, daffodils! We must be back in Wales.
After 80 yards, bear right. Bear right.
We're just gonna find somewhere that we can easily stop. Everything's all starting to come out and flower.
After 100 yards, bear right, then turn right. Bear right, then turn right.
City sat nav is wanting us to get us home. Doesn't realise that we've turned off. Not to worry. Yeah, it's really hot, isn't it? Typically English weather. Right, that's it. We go on now. I've got all that stuff off.
Front the glasses.
Yeah, nice bit of grass there. That's it. Dressed more appropriately for English weather, really. Yeah, but I should have got my sunglasses. Now, there's a windmill, and if I'm not misquoting him, Jim Lovelock says that they've been a bit of a waste of money, unlike solar power, and his main thing is nuclear power, and I agree with that. Half of their electricity came from nuclear power back in the 70s, it seems. French seem to do alright, don't it?
Yeah, the temperature is now 16 degrees.
Yeah, that is 16 centigrade is in old nut money, as we say, is up in the 60s. And we're now approaching the turn off for where we need, and that's past where I used to live as a kid, Wokingham. Coming off the motorway, A329M to up around Bracknell. John Nike Pleasure Centre, Sports Centre with ice rink. New housing going up around here. That's where Michelle used to play ice hockey. No, what was it? We went
skating.
Ice skating, that's it, with the Rowley family. I remember doing that there. And coming into the outskirts of Bracknell, this is sort of Binfield near here. So when we come down the hill, it's where Ferranti used to be. Ferranti.
400 yards, go right on the roundabout, third exit.
So Ferranti was into military computer systems and things, and that's where June and I met each other. And in fact, the managing director of Ferranti's wife recommended to June's dad Jack that his two girls get a job at Ferranti where there were lots of eligible young engineers. Right. Oh, I remember that flat bringing a piano back from the top floor back to the bachelor pad. Right, Western Industrial Area. So Ferranti's used to be where it says RSA, well, roughly where that block is, there was a different block, and that's where we were in Western Road. That's rather good because I didn't get any comment on my reference to why June joined Ferranti's to pick up an eligible young engineer. Which I suppose means she's beginning to realise that it was in fact true.
No.
No?
Just because they were recruiting.
Just because they were recruiting?
Yes.
Really? Oh, okay. That roundabout is known as the Sperry gyroscope roundabout. There's still a gyroscope, and over that way there was Sperry's.
After 100 yards, cross the roundabout, second exit, A329, Millennium Way.
So we're coming around the ring road system of Bracknell at the moment.
Take the exit, A329, Millennium Way.
Millennium Way. And coming up towards what was known as the Met Office roundabout, because the Met Office was their meteorological office. Later they moved down into the West Country, Bristol I think. But
after 400 yards, cross the roundabout, third exit.
That was the centre of things like supercomputing in the area. Bracknell Tech College, Bracknell and Wokingham College as it's called now, where we used to go for Italian lessons more recently. And a long time ago I went for some German lessons with my mates back in fresh out of uni back in '69.
After 400 yards, cross the roundabout, second exit.
This roundabout is called the Running Horse roundabout for the obvious reasons. And blimey, we got traffic lights, we got roadworks. I didn't think we had roadworks in Berkshire, did we, dear? Very unusual. Goodness me. Yeah, back that way, we go past it, is an old stately house called Lily Hill Park, and back in my day, the 60s, that was another place owned by Ferranti, or rented by Ferranti. And I think the rugby club is just here, but tucked behind the trees. Now over there, just about see some posts perhaps. There we go. And Lily Hill Park is at the top of the slope. So we're now coming to the Martin's Heron roundabout. Which is near the supermarket we used to go to a lot with June's dad. So what have we got here? We've got the Martin's Heron roundabout.
Second exit, A329.
Load of roadworks. The Mercedes place, local Mercedes place, and Echo Test MOT and Service Centre that old mate Gary manages, along with the other one, and loads of other work, all to do with cars, which he and his dad before him are experts on. A load of housing going up there. That place was a big old stately place, and a company called Policius, where if you go back to the 60s, up until quite recent years, were basically body shoppers for things like draftsmen. And I remember the guys I worked with as an apprentice when I went through the drawing office amongst all the other departments, worked for Policius, who subcontracted to Ferranti, and I remember playing table tennis there once or twice. So I was into that. I was an absolute expert, of course. Yeah, June says that's Heather Mount.
No, Heathfield.
Ah, Heathfield Girls' School. And that is a pub, the Royal Foresters, and looks as though it's going to be opening in June. Great, it's been worked on for the last...
They'll want it open for Ascot Week.
Oh, of course they will, yes. Yeah, they're not daft. We've got the licensed victuallers school, which is on the corner for Fernback Road, which is the way down to where Jack, June's dad, used to live. And we're very close to Ascot now. There's not much at Ascot other than the racecourse, but about the only source of anything really around here. Coming up to what we call the Heatherwood roundabout because of the presence of Heatherwood Hospital, which hopefully will gradually move to closer to what it used to be.
Second exit, A329, High Street.
And here's the edge of Ascot Racecourse. Wednesday, 2nd of May is the next meeting. There's Frimley Health. Luckily, it comes under Frimley Park Military Hospital, which for good political reasons they call Frimley Health now. The key thing is that Wrexham Park had been put under special needs, so Wrexham Park was probably, near Slough, was probably the worst hospital in the country. Oh, it's just parking, yeah. And here's the...
After 400 yards, go right on the roundabout, second exit.
So, there's Ascot Grandstand, capital of horse racing and gambling. There we go. Yeah, making my NHS political point earlier. We had in our area the very best holidays, goodness, Freudian slip. We had the very best hospital, Frimley Park Military Hospital, and the very worst up there, Slough, Wrexham Park. But a couple of years or so back, the NHS put them all under Frimley Park, which was renamed the whole lot Frimley Health. So that make it tough for Frimley Park, but hopefully that'll still be able to maintain its excellent standards and gradually bring up Wrexham Park. And of course the significance to us, the hospital on our doorstep, Heatherwood Hospital, for a few years was under Wrexham Park, and so they kept closing down departments like accident and emergency and lots of other things. Hopefully that will come back up. Now we're on their way down to, obviously on their way home, close, which is in South Ascot here and near the railway station, and a place that's gone there in recent years, which is McLaren. So that is Ascot railway station, and there is the new McLaren place. Now there's a possibility, not very high one, that we said, well, let's get one or two McLarens, you know, to impress people, but I always say they would be far more impressed by a little yellow Robin Reliant with Trotter's Independent Trading on the side. Right, now we're coming into the town of South Ascot. past the Frimley pub and the plain fields on the right, so that's South Ascot. Lovely bit of wilderness on the edge of it, and that bit of wilderness butts onto Sunning Hill and where we live. So, no distance at all now. Oh yes, there's a hotel there, and they knocked that down and they're building some flats. They probably call them apartments. I think that's what they're doing there, something going up. So we're within almost hundreds of yards, or metres if you prefer, of Armitage Court.
400 yards, go left on the roundabout, first exit, then turn left.
So, call this the Berrysteed Crossroads, and they put in a roundabout recently, which is absolutely brilliant.
Go left on the roundabout, first exit.
And that care home has gone up recently. That's where the Fergusons used to live. Made famous, I suppose, by Sarah Ferguson and Andy, going back a few years.
After 100 yards,
all right, and we're turning left here.
Armitage Court, then turn left.
And Jack Ponsford, June's dad, one of his little homework jobs, or whatever you call them, on the side, was shifting the furniture from the Ferguson's place down to Dummer. Right.
Turn left, then you have reached your destination on your right.
Here we are. Richard's place there. That's Richard. Still sorting out his logs. And that's us on the right. So let's see what state. It's hard. Samantha's at home, is she?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you're going to lose track. What time it is? What day? Oh, it's a weekend. I lose what day of the week it is. Anyhow. Right. So we're home. I'm looking to see whether the chap we've got on sentry duty is going to do his job. This is this fella. No, he didn't look as though he did, but not to worry. There we go. And let's just see what sort of job Jonathan's done in the garden. Jonathan is a gardener, pretty well full-time for a while yet. And let's just see how it is. We want to get it back to what it was, but the way it's going, it's going to be better. So that's the pond, which was full of weeds. Yeah, and that was all full of ivy. Right, so that's all been brought down and down the end of the garden. Oh, there was other stuff as well, but goodness me. Oh yes, the laurel, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, loads of laurel gone, and basically all taken down the end of the garden, chopped up into sensible sizes and gone. We've still got loads of work, and then of course quite separately from that there's what's scheduled for the rest of the house. So I haven't touched this pond yet, but it does the job. The duckweed hides the fish from the heron. Yeah, looking pretty good, isn't it? Right. Well, I'll say bye-bye now. Let's say bye-bye for the video purposes.
Yes, bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye. I know, I can say it this way. So it's bye-bye from me, and it's
Bye-bye from him.
So,